Hello everybody, I'm back with another video for you today, and I've moved apartment. I'm in a new place, as you can probably tell from the change of locale, different background, but I wanted to bring you some more games and another deck as usual. And today I have a very spicy, interesting deck for you. It is actually a Shupe Redea Fruits of Ysgith list, which is something, a sentence that you're probably never really going to hear in your life. But I wanted to try this out anyway. I figured probably out of all the monster leaders, the Fruits of Ysgith gives the most room probably for playing a Shupe or Redea deck. And that's because you kind of get value from a lot of the one-off bronzes, such as Griffin, Flader, which you maybe wouldn't, normally want to run. But yeah, they're pretty decent cards with your leader ability. And then of course, you don't necessarily want to play double lava. I mean, double lava is very, very good still, but you don't care that much about having one less since you're losing out on leader value whenever you play lava, because that way you're not actually activating the Thrive on that Fruits of Ysgith. And, the deck can benefit from having a couple of consumes here and there, so I do have just a warrior to potentially eat the fruit and, get some extra value on that. Other than that, I have Living Armor Caranthea combo with Troubadour to get a bit of value out of that bronze inclusion. But really it's quite difficult to make this very consistent because of course this leader has very few provisions. So we've only got matter for the consistency, but that will get us our Shupe every game, and then potentially getting Living Armor, Redea, which are very good options. So Redea most of the time just going to be playing for 13, not going to use her for the the Death Wish, stratagem here. I did think about it, but probably it's a bit too hard to make it actually good in any way, because you're only ever going to get 5 points from that, really, at most. So it's just better to take a lamp or a tactical advantage, usually. But yeah, that's the deck. Pretty interesting one. We definitely have a lot of top end, so the idea is with all of this big power, the Shupe, the Redea, the Egan, the Living Armor, etc., having all of that in a round 3 can be very, very powerful, and you can probably get to that round 3 using that leader value, to get you there to bleed the opponent and to finish off with those very, very powerful golds. So a very interesting one. I'm interested to see how it performs here, so let's jump into a game or two. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's jump into the games. Okay, Uprising going to be the first opponent. Honestly, might be a bit of a tricky one if we aren't able to pull off a very successful push, a very nice bleed. That could be an issue for us, playing against that particular leader. But okay, I'm quite liking what I'm seeing so far. We probably do want to mulligan a few of these bronzes because we have a bit too many at the moment. Warrior probably won't do very much here, so I'll just get rid of it. It's more sort of a tech for the poison, rather than, more than anything. You can eat your unit to play around the poison, which can be nice. It might be worth running even more consumes actually in this deck, potentially. I got rid of Plumard as well. That's not a terrible one to have later. Actually, probably Warrior was better to get rid of, but we could do that now as well. I'm going to try to improve that hand, of course. And right now we can probably just start with our fruits into stuff like the Flader, into the, the Archgriffin as well. We'll start with the Flader here, I think. Get some really nice value from these cards. And these are some plays that you rarely see, but I don't think you care too much about having multiple Fladers or multiple Griffins, because at that point you don't actually get the Thrive value from your fruits if you're just eating them all the time. So it could be nice to eat them a couple of times, but then also allow them to grow after that. And it might actually be better here to get our Thrive units down before going with a Griffin. We can always save Griffin for later, potentially.
Now!
The opponent's actually going to go with an Ansatix. That's a very big play, pretty big commitment. Alright. I don't think I'll play my Drowner. I think I'll wait on that. Yeah, we will miss out on the Thrive prop potentially, but we might end up Griffin on Gurnakora's Fruit anyway at some point here, so I'll just play Nekarat, start getting the value from that. And then we can follow up with a Bruxa, reset that Nekarat ability. We have a lot of power in this round should we need it. We can play an Egan, get our Osrel enabled, if that feels good to do. So I think we can probably go with the Bruxa here still. And yeah, maybe save the Griffin for later, for another time. Just playing it as an 8 is really, really solid for a 5p card. I mean, that being said, it kind of isn't that good. You know, these days the power level of bronzes is quite high, so 8 for 5 isn't even that great considering you lose a bit of your leader value. It's more like 7.5 points for 5, which, you know, is still good, I guess, but it's not mind-blowingly good. A lot of 5p cards are getting a lot of value these days. 7 for 5 is kind of the minimum threshold you'd like to see usually. Oh, Runestone is interesting. But yeah, don't get me wrong about this deck. I'm not actually sure it's very strong. It might, in fact, not be. It definitely could have some weaknesses, I think.
Our mighty ally it is.
But we won't stress too much about that for now. Probably just playing Egon seems like a good option here. Thrive up a bit. I could play the Troubadour first if we want to make Egon a bit harder to kill, or even my Drowner a bit harder to kill. I kind of like that play, actually. I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make my Drowner a bit more survivable for later on, because otherwise it's very easy to Falibor it, or even use Forbidden Magic, or kill it with Revenants, or whatever is going to happen. So I think we'll just take our extra Thrive proc here, protect that Drowner for later, and then, yeah, go for Egon. We don't need to always use Troubadour on Living Armor, although obviously it's kind of preferred. Also need to try to find that, and definitely this deck probably has a bit of a problem with the consistency. Having only one consistency card and having low amount of provisions is a bit of a problem. Also when you're a Redare deck, it's also a bit more inconsistent as a result. But alright, we're probably okay in this round. The Egon plus the Thrive is really good, and the opponent's now taken their foot off the pedal a little bit after starting with that initial, you know, very heavy amount of points with Ansays. Okay, so we're going to win the round, that's pretty nice. Didn't have to commit too much here. So that feels pretty good. We can maybe start with a Griffin in this round too. See where to go from there. Maybe go with the Drowner follow-up. Now, drawing Shupe is pretty nice. We'd quite like to find our other things, so let's get rid of these weaker cards. Still don't have Living Armor, but we're now able to draw it with Matter, so we can probably try to hold on to Caranthe for round 3. And do the Living Armor combo there, if we find that Living Armor or Matter. Matter will be pretty good, potentially, to get an extra Thrive activation. Can also find the Beast, which will be a decent target for Caranthe, although not amazing if we run into a Falibor or any kind of real, you know, removal. But yeah, I think that Griffin play to start is very good, very obvious. Maybe we could even go for a Neca Warrior first to get a bit more Thrive value, but I think this is fine. And then go for our Drowner stuff. We might end up losing a point here, or 2 actually, by not thriving our other units first. But I don't really want to play the Drowner anyway, and we'll miss a point on the Drowner otherwise. I think this ordering is okay. Gives us a bit of flexibility. It also allows us to push really hard if we want to do sort of a follow-up Goliath or Rodeo or something very big, then we can do that. Don't necessarily have to play Drowner.
Destiny is unswerving. Cheated. It will not be.
Oh, wow. Mortal Cavalry, okay. Interesting. So probably a War Elephant will be coming at some point. We are behind in points now. I do want to push this round though. The question is how best to do that. I think we're just going to have to thrive up with this Drowner, with this Neca Warrior, and really go to town. I wonder if this means he has Draug. He might. Might be Draug, might be War Elephant. Kind of an interesting inclusion with the cavalry. I think he got one from Runestone as well in round 1, which is interesting to say the least. But yeah, I think we're just going to go for a push, even if we end up being a card down here after playing, you know, pretty much everything. I think our top decks should be pretty good. And I think we won't be a card down because we have the same amount of engine value. In fact, we have more than he does right now. 3 Thrive units. Yeah, we're a little bit far behind in points, but we've got
Alone
Goliath
us
and
follows.
you know, some other big plays potentially coming up. I could go for maybe the lock with Shupe, but I think I want to hold on to Shupe if I can. I can also maybe use him to double activate Thrive by Shupe Hunter into a unit. That could be quite nice potentially in round 3, for example. But yeah, we'll see. We will see indeed. We definitely need to find that living armor to have a good shot here, I think. But our chances are pretty high of that happening. Oh, okay, so it's King Rogner, it looks like. That makes a lot of sense. In that case, I might just choose to take a pass now. I'm a bit scared of the points potential of this kind of combo in round 3, but then again we have a very nice, powerful hand for them. And Rogner is going to really cause me trouble one way or another. So I think I'll just take a pass now. Make sure I at least keep my card. And have last save for my Osriel. And yeah, at least we've got a lot of the shielded units this round. So Rogner will be weaker next round if he has it. He might still have like a Prophet Lebioda or something, which could be a bit of a pain, but Rogner will be very, very strong this round if we play into it. It will guarantee him a card really, and if I play one of my good cards there, I'm losing one of the good cards and losing a card effectively. So I think my best shot is here. Here is to just pass. Alright, let's get rid of eggs. They're not very good. And we do find the matter. I was going to probably get rid of Caranthe if we didn't find that. But this hand looks pretty damn good. I probably will just keep this. The lava are going to be very nice. Definitely not too unhappy with how my hand looks in this round. Yeah, we can try to thrive up. Lava could die to Philippa or something like that, which would be a shame, but this is kind of the situation I would like to find myself in, Not too long of a round, but enough that we get some leader value, some thrive value, and have some really nice powerful cards as well. Alright. So we'll see what we can do here. Hopefully the lava stick, because that's going to be a lot of value if they do. He might fallible one of them. It wouldn't be the end of the world necessarily. So I think I might actually just go with the Shupe here, because we have a chance of really killing a lot of these vanguards. And if we don't find that option, we can always just play a unit from my deck, which also won't be too bad necessarily. So I think we're just going to go Hunter. And okay, so we could go for the row effect, that's also maybe not bad. I think the best amount of points here will be playing a random card, getting an extra thrive proc potentially, although we're... yeah, it should be okay here, I think. Alright, so the adder's going to be a bit weaker than it otherwise could be, but it's still not too bad, all things considered. And then we probably don't have any need to hit the 6. So still not a bad Shupe at all. We got a lot of value from that play. I would have definitely liked to get the 3 damage option and kill a lot of these vanguards, because they can potentially get boosted and cause a pretty considerable problem for me with a Voimir or something like that. But we'll see what he has. We'll see what he has. Definitely let's get the beast down now before it maybe becomes easier for him to kill it with the likes of Visagard, etc. It also activates my Thrive, which is really nice. It's going to be quite a close game, I think. We're right now a little bit ahead in terms of engine value as well, but he does have Leader still available. With a Voimir here would be a lot of points for sure.
First to make a noise.
It's looking like that's what it's going to be. But okay, at least our beast is going to activate an additional time here. Let's play the matter now, why not?
Do not make me beg.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting finish to the game, I think, here. See if it ends up being close. I think it might very well be. Let's see what he's got. He might have a Rogner, which is not doing anything. That's the silver lining here. But I imagine it'll be Visigoth kind of shenanigans for a lot of points. Okay, Temple Guard, that's what we gave him with Matter, that's not very good. I mean, it does give him some more boost on the board, which could be a bit of a problem. Perhaps I didn't push hard enough in the round 2. I think ultimately we just needed to hit that Shupe with the 3 damage option to really, you know, be winning this round. Because the Voimir value is just a bit too much. Yeah, going for that 3 damage, 3 random enemies, that would have been really nice to hit. Also playing into Igni a bit there, which probably I shouldn't do, but I think it's okay. I mean, right now we're very far ahead. We can maybe get some more beast value with our Redea. I'm just going to go with the Baron now. So we don't want to go with Osrel. We can probably wait on the Redea because there's no point using a TA and getting more beast value if he's just going to Baron it anyway. Let's play Living Armor first. And we have a hell of a lot of points here with our big point slam guys and our thrives on the board, so let's not say it's over until it's over. Particularly if, you know, he doesn't have a Visigoth, for example. But we're kind of at the whim of what he has at this point. What he has left. The Visigoth does come down. It's pretty scary. It's going to be a pretty big play, but you know, my Osrel is kind of equivalent to it. And he can't really deal with my Thrive units right now. Now this leader play is very big, that is for sure. So really if he has another, you know, another one of those Scythemen, that's when we're probably going to be in trouble. But if his last play is not super good, you know, maybe it's, I mean, it might be a Falibor or something as well, right? It's probably going to be quite strong, I would imagine. But we'll see. So he probably should have killed the beast, because this will just grow more, which is quite nice for me. We can go with Osrel now, I suppose, but I think I'd probably like to go with Redea, try to find tactical advantage to protect Caranthir from Falibor. That seems to be the best play, I think.
Beautiful Isophia.
Okay, unfortunately we don't find it, but, you know, Magic Lamp is also okay. I guess there's no reason to click it yet. It's going to be a very close one, I think. I mean, my Osrel is very, very strong indeed. So I think we probably win this. It's very hard to match the strength of Osrel last play with Thrive units and the Magic Lamp. Yeah, looks like we're actually going to take this one. It was a hard fought game, but turns out we have a hell of a lot of points. I was actually pretty sure we would actually be losing that just because of the sheer leader Visigoth value that he managed to get with that Voimir. Obviously if we hit the Shupe onto his units, then we would have had even more points there. So yeah, not a bad showing for the deck first game. Let's jump into another one and see if we can win a game. Alright, next up, Tactical Decision. Gonna have to, you know, deal with the poisons potentially here. The balls. Now I can possibly use Shupe for artifact removal, which is quite nice. Don't have a bomb heaver because we have the Shupe to do that. Okay, so we've got the Fleder for that kind of opening play, that's quite nice. Want to get that out of the hand because it'll be very vulnerable to Vincent later on. If we keep it. I'm quite happy to keep Plumard around. I'll probably mulligan Drowner. Then again, it's not too bad against Magni Division. Caranthir Living Armor combo is quite nice. I could get rid of Osrel, but I think I just want to hold on to him even if he... You know, I think I'll probably... Honestly, this hand is not too shabby. Maybe I'll mulligan Plumard. Troubadour, that's kind of ideal, I think. Got kind of a perfect amount of viable early plays. So we'll just open with that Fleder, yeah? Probably he'll be poisoned and dealt with, but good to get him out of the hand, out of the deck. And I mean, it's a pretty solid play if he doesn't end up dying somehow. Pretty likely that he will, but you know. I gotta say, I really like this deck actually. It doesn't feel too weak even though it's a bit gimmicky and probably a bit inconsistent.
Yes?
Oh boy, we've got some interesting action coming now. Alright, let's just go with the Neckarat and not worry too much about doing Drowner just yet. What has he put on the top of my deck, and what is he going to steal or swap? That is the question.
What without pleasure?
Okay, he gives me a Hunter and he takes my Beast. That is pretty annoying. Beast is definitely a card that I'd like to be able to deal with. Not the absolute worst thing, because I can maybe lock the Beast with the Hunter that he gave me. But yeah, we're not super happy to see that. Could play Drowner, but he's probably not going to... Probably not going to have a Magni, but I'd probably want to keep that for later, I think. We can flip the lamp. We do have a lot of points here, and he hasn't dealt with my Fleder yet, so that's kind of nice. Okay, he's actually playing a Shupe deck himself. That's pretty interesting. Okay, very early Shupe. I mean, I can't say I'm too sad about that. We can keep playing here, maybe actually play this Drowner then. The movement might be quite useful, but, you know, it might also not be. I think I'll probably play it. We've got to be careful because, you know, Invocation can be very, very nasty here, especially on something like Rodea.
Ah, a taste of Nordling,
Okay.
is it?
I think I'll probably play Adder. I don't mind saving the Egon, I think. I'm just a bit scared of Invocation, so I don't necessarily mind playing that in the round 3. Or just a bit later, and I think I want to play this round out and win it, so... But maybe Adder is good to save. The question is, can I win the round if I don't Adder, and if, you know, if he plays Poisons on Egon or something, then we're in a bit of trouble, so I think I'll probably just get the kill on that now while it's available. I'm probably going to push round 2 anyway, so I'll have my kind of Egon opportunity in round 2. If he passes now, that is. But he's already used a Shupe, which is a pretty big resource, so that's quite nice. I have a bit of carryover with Troubadour. He got a bit of carryover with his Merchant Courier combo. So I think it's a pretty even situation at the moment. We've got a very good hand though, so I'm feeling quite confident. Could probably keep that Hunter just to potentially answer the Beast. Might not be the best thing ever. Let's get rid of Noon Wraith. Lava's very good. We might not want to play it this round. I think we might want to just kind of burst ahead in points. We'll see though. Maybe we will play it. Definitely we want to push here, I think, and make his life a bit difficult. So I think I'm going to keep. The question is, do we commit the Lava or do we save that as our sort of finisher for round 3? And that's kind of a tricky question. I think playing it here is probably okay. So of course the lock might just be dealt with a Diviner or something, but...
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely pushing here is going to be nice. So let's go with the Egon. Get the graveyard set up for Ozra. Okay, that's a really good thing to take with Duchess. Okay, that's pretty nasty actually, the steal on the Lava. So we could go with this Caranthir now. I think it's not too bad. It's just another very big play. We could also go for Shupe and try to snipe off these Lava, but that's going to mean I don't have a way to deal with a potential scenario from him later on with that Shupe. But honestly, we can probably just get the scenario from him by pushing, I think. So yeah, let's just go for this. I think it's really good if we manage to... we don't manage to find that. That sucks. That really sucks. So we could go for the random row effect, we could go for the destroy. I mean, none of these are particularly great. I guess we'll take the destroy. That is a real shame. I've managed to miss my Shupe targets twice now. Very sad there. But you know, that's going to happen. That is going to happen. Not the end of the world necessarily. Okay, we've got a Rock Tosser coming down, so we could maybe lock that. It's not too bad of a lock. We could also maybe just Caranthir and let him poison my weaker units. I think that's probably even a better play here. I'm just going to try to save that lock for a really great target. Yeah, the sequencing was maybe not perfect because we lost a bit of thrive value. Could have thrived on 3 with the Corinthia, so maybe I should have just gone for that play. It's probably a bit safer. But right now we're tempoing so hard, we have so many points, we're very far ahead right now. Definitely isn't feeling too bad. Now do we want to lock that beast, or do we want to just take a pass now? I think if we take a pass, it's going to be quite behind, but you know, I think locking is also okay. We need to push this round a bit more, because we don't want to deal with a beast in round 3, for example, or a scenario in round 3. So I think playing the lock's okay. It's not maybe ideal, but yeah, alright. So we've got both beasts. I think at this point I'm a bit happier passing. Then again, I feel like I need to see his scenario, otherwise that can be a real issue. So let's keep pushing. Let's just do it. We have the 3 thrive units on the board, so it kind of is equivalent with his engines on some level. Okay, Vilgefortz is pretty nasty. I was a bit worried about that, but he's actually not going to hit Goliath with it, so it's less nasty than it could have been, but still not great for me. I think we might be in trouble here. We could just take the pass, but if we then run into poisons, I'm really scared about what that will mean for us. I'm giving him more beast value by playing potentially more thrive value as well. I don't know, maybe let's just go pretty deep here. I think it should be okay. Especially, like, he must have a weaker play here at some point, right? He can't keep playing just these, power plays.
No one can hide from me.
Okay, that's a very good Cantarella. Just to take one of my 2 good cards.
You forget your sorrows.
Quite sad about that, but alright. Let's go with Noonwraith now then. Because we get all the thrives. And then we can think about passing maybe. I mean, we've got so many points because we're making that big push with leader. Okay, here's Redea coming now.
To fear, there is nothing.
Oh wow, Crystal Skull. Okay, that's pretty lucky. But no matter, no matter. So we could go for the Osrel, but is it worth it? We've really got to ask the question: will he have scenario? Do we think? And can I somehow maybe 2-0 him with the Osrel here? Maybe, right? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't think a 2-0 is very likely, but we might be able to get his leader and the 2 cards. It's also not super likely. I think I'm going to do it though. I think we need to maximize the thrive value, and yeah, we give a bit more value to the beasts, but at least his thriving units aren't thriving. I think we just have to do this, because the Osrel isn't even... we'll see. We'll see if it ends up being worth it. Lacerate is pretty nasty. But we do get both cards, so he didn't have a scenario or anything. I thought he maybe would have had that in hand, but okay. So probably, keeping Osrel here would have been a better decision, but you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. The full-on push didn't really do too much for us. Okay, so not terrible cards here. I think I will probably get rid of the Plumard, and the Brux is also not great. But I think it's maybe better than the alternative. So let's keep. We did manage to find Redea, which is quite nice, so we might have a chance here still. Some pretty powerful cards. Let's see what he's going to shuffle.
I shall do as you command.
Honestly, I have no idea what he's shuffling. Probably looks like Redea, I guess. I guess he might have his own matter still, which is a little bit unfair, but that's what it is. So we should probably go with the Bruxa first, regardless, because... is that true? So if we eat this now, then it means next it's kind of the same difference one way or another, so I guess we can do this. Actually, the Archgriffin first is probably better. Just because the Bruxa, if it gets dealt with, then we lose points. Okay, we managed to dodge the Divine as well, that's quite nice. Okay, there's a matter, so we're going to get a bit more thrive value at least from that, but Redea is going to come out from him, which is a bit of an issue, potentially. But alright, we'll see what we got. See if the thrive and the leader value here can get us through. if he has one kind of weaker card here, yeah, that's a weaker card. Then we might actually be winning here. I think we should be safe now. I mean, it might come down to what Redea rolls, but that's looking pretty promising. Definitely. Right now we're basically tied and we both have Redea, right? So we should just be winning this. Very interesting game.
The mysteries of this world, boundless they are.
So yeah, that's going to be a win for us. Very nice.
Beautiful is Ophelia.
Pretty close one, but we got there in the end. Definitely some bad luck on our side again in terms of the Shupe, and he got a decent Cantarella roll as well. But yeah, sealing the deal. Obviously, not playing against super optimized opponent lists, but nonetheless, I think this deck definitely has some power behind it, and you can definitely win with it. It seems pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's great, because obviously a bit inconsistent, and yeah, there's definitely going to be matchups that you're struggling with when you can't remove their units, deal with their stuff. But as far as monsters go, I think this is not a terrible option. Anyway, that being said, do subscribe if you enjoyed, guys, and like the video, etc. if you can. Thanks a lot, and yeah, have a good one, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.